What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. Today, we have a massive shift in negativity, not just from me, but just everything going on with the club, with the movements that's going on. And then, of course, one of my camera lights goes out. So bear with me. We'll cover it all in today's edition of the news. We're going to talk about what's going on there at the center back position, or what's not going on now. Stick with us. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Beyond Canary Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today, it's Tuesday, July 12th, 2022, and of course I got your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the news you care about each and every day. Welcome to, let's just call it the rundown, right? For now on, I just feel like I should just call this the rundown each and every day. So let's just do that. Welcome to the rundown. We're going to get through all the news that we have about Juventus that you care about. Before we do anything, though, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos. Like I said, if you enjoy what we do here on the channel, even if you somewhat enjoy what we do on the channel, hit that like button. It really does help. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds. All right. To go ahead and do that. You did it. You did it. We good? You wouldn't lie to me now, would you? What? Would you? All right. Let's get into it. First off, let's just go ahead and send you all out a reminder. We are doing a giveaway on the channel now, celebrating the return of Paul Pogba to Juventus. We are going to be giving away an official Juventus shirt. It is going to be the Paul Pogba number 10, and whoever wins this giveaway will take one home, and then they can wear it throughout the season. We'll be giving it away on August 1st. That's the deadline to be entered into this thing. So make sure what you have to do now is you have to go subscribe to the channel. You have to be subscribed. Obviously, proof of subscription is necessary in this situation, as well as on Twitter, on the Twitter account, you retweet and then you tag a friend or two. Actually, really, tag 3 friends. Tag 3 friends and make sure you do that so that way they get a chance to win it as well when they retweet and do all that good stuff. Okay, so consider doing that. Make sure you do it. Make sure you're entered. We're excited to give this thing away. August 1st is the deadline for that. One other thing, real quick, let me just go ahead and drop it in while I'm doing it, is just consider, too, if you really want a better chance to win, make sure you consider joining the member squad. At the premium level, you get giveaway priority. And what that means is you get 5 times the opportunity to win in a giveaway. Your name gets entered 5 times rather than the usual 1. So you get 5 times the opportunity, and you get a lot of cool stuff with it. You get the emojis, the badges, all that stuff on the channel, as well as the monthly wallpaper, and of course, the most important part is the access to the Discord members chat, where you can come in, hang out with us, talk about it all day. It's a constant conversation about Juventus, all the things that we love and care about, as well as you get the opportunity to potentially, or not potentially, you get the opportunity. You get the opportunity to hop on to shows with us that we do on the live shows. Make sure you check that out for sure if you're interested in it. Okay, let's get into the real news of the day, though, and that is, of course, is number one, the situation as it unfolds regarding Matthias de Ligt and his potential replacement. First up, we have Pau Torres that we're talking about, and that's Giovanni Albanese reporting. And I know, Giovanni, I know people like to make jokes, but like right now, this is actually something that's being seriously talked about for the club. The new name comes from Spain. That sounds like the rain on the plains in Spain. You know what I'm talking about? That's what it sounds like. Anyway, the new name comes from Spain, and is that of Pau Torres. The left-footed defender could become a market opportunity given his contract expires in 2024. The valuation made by Villarreal is around 50 million euros, but the final price in negotiations could drop to around 35 to 40 million euros. Allegri is said to have expressed a positive opinion of the player. Juve have already put themselves on the track of the defender. The negotiation with the Yellow Submarine has not yet started, but it could be in full swing. Obviously, this has a lot to do with the other reports that we're going to be talking about here later in the video. But definitely, this is going to be an option that Juve fans are going to have to keep an eye on. They say that it comes brand new. I've heard this name floated out there for at least a couple weeks now, just kind of in the background. It's an interesting name, 25-year-old player. He's kind of expensive player, though. I think transfer market value him around 55 million euros. They're saying 50 here. If you can get him down to 35, 40, that could be doable. It just depends, because is this guy going to be up to par? He could be a very, very good defender for Juventus. Obviously, Villarreal knocked Juve out of the Champions League. So he's like, the team as a whole did fairly well, so he could be a solid option for Juve. But it's something to keep an eye on. How he really, I think some of the words of like the way, I haven't watched a ton of him as it stands right now, but what I have seen is that he's really good. He's a good opportunity creator for a defender, kind of similar. I don't want to. I know this name always throws out negativity, but I say it's similar to Bonucci when it comes to delivering some like long, deep passes to help create some things offensively. So that's good, but how does he stack up as a defender? That's something we'll be covering here later as this story continues to develop. All right, let's move on though, and let's go to the second part of this, which is of course the bigger news story, I guess, and that is of course talking about Koulibaly and the situation going on with him. David Ornstein is reporting, and like I said, nothing's done. But at the same time, this is the reports, and there's a lot of corroboration going on with bigger sources too, saying that now Chelsea are close to reaching an agreement for the transfer of Koulibaly. Now, not everybody panic at once. Not everybody jump off the cliff. Don't do any of that. But at the same time, it's a bit frustrating. There were reports out there giving the situation that basically Chelsea had higher targets out there instead of Koulibaly. We knew he was on the list. We thought he was about 4 or 5 down. Even yesterday, we had Romeo Gresti come out and make comments saying that Juve were really the only team after him. And I'm not taking a shot at Romeo Gresti. He's my guy. But at the same time, it hasn't been a great look last few weeks, really, for Romeo Gresti, if we're being honest, when it comes to whatever his sources are right now. But that's not really what I'm trying to get at. What I'm getting at is now Koulibaly appears to be off the table for Juventus. Obviously, we know Napoli and Trashman De Laurentiis don't want to sell to Juve. Anything they can do, they won't sell to Juve if they don't have to. But as it stands right now, it's looking more and more like Chelsea, and this is also what frustrates me. It's because I even talked about it before in one of our lives in the past with Ale and Julian joining me, where I said it would have been nice if you could have got if Bayern wasn't even involved in this deal. If Bayern didn't show up to the table, didn't cause some issues, didn't draw the the desire, the lust, if you will, from Matthias de Ligt, who would rather go to Bayern, to be honest, the way the situation looks right now, when he could be going to Chelsea. And this would have helped Juve because obviously Chelsea would not have been going after Koulibaly in this situation. In this situation, it would have helped the puzzle pieces fall into place. They get Matthias de Ligt. Juve go after Koulibaly. Koulibaly doesn't have the option of Chelsea. Unfortunately, now it looks like Koulibaly goes to Chelsea. Juve potentially are still going to look at maybe selling, or probably more than likely selling Matthias de Ligt to make the money that they can off them. Are the replacement options going to be good enough? Let's get into that now. Let's talk about who are the options they have out there. Di Marzio's reporting, and I know Di Marzio this year, not the Di Marzio of last year, but at the same time, he says that Juventus are asking 100 million euros for De Ligt. Bayern are starting at 70 million plus bonuses. The Bianconeri, before selling the Dutch defender, want to be sure to lock a defender in. The names being monitored to replace him remain the same. Koulibaly, obviously, despite Napoli's desire to keep him, and again, those updates that have just really kind of exploded here in the last couple hours. Gabriel and Bremer, on whom Inter remains strong. The latest to have entered the casting is Badiashile of Monaco, and Pau Torres of Villarreal is also of interest. I wouldn't say Badiashile is a late entry. He's been in there the whole time. He's been rumored with this at least for a while. Maybe actually growing optimism or growing actual targeting of him. Maybe that's what we're talking about here. Anyway, regardless of that. I still feel like if it's me and you're going after Gabriel Mangalaj, the option that we're going to work with there is potentially doing a swap deal with Artur. And then I'd be okay with that. And also, I think there's latest reports that I don't know that Artur seems that helpful in departing from the club, right? So we'll see how that develops. But then also Bremer. To me, it's Koulibaly and Bremer at the top of the list. And I know Inter have the fast track to him. Inter have been working on this forever. Inter have had positivity when it comes to the idea of Bremer. The thing is, though, Juve and Bremer has not been a new subject. Juve have flirted with the idea of Bremer long before this Mercado. Back in the last Mercado, back in whatever. Back when Juve bought Gatti, it seemed like the reason they purchased Gatti was to unlock Bremer, because Torino don't like to do deals with Juve. But if Juventus can work out some kind of deal, I can leave out. Let's just leave out my criticisms for not going after Bremer a long time earlier, not putting the full court press on him, if you will. I understand basketball terminology on a soccer channel. What the hell is he doing? But you know what I'm saying. I would have gone for him a little bit harder, a lot harder, if we're being honest. I still would try to go for it now, because right now, losing Giorgio Chiellini, losing Matthias Ligt in the same mercado, just to end up with Bonucci, Gatti, Rugani, and whoever else. I mean, Pau Torres could be great. He could be great. Bajashile, I like the profile of Bajashile. But at the same time, you got to have that guy. And the problem is, this mercado, Juve are going from fixing their entire midfield, fixing the problem with the midfield. You're getting Pogba. And then last winter mercado, you fixed the problem with the striker of losing Ronaldo. You bring in Dusan Vlahovic. And now you bring in other guys that you got Di Maria next to him. But then the defense is just crumbling. So are we going to be able to, like, you bring in the idea of Allegri, talking about Allegri ball, talking about winning 1-0. Now can our defense stop anybody? What's going to happen? Something to keep an eye on there moving forward. All right. Let's move on to a topic that's a little bit more closer to my heart, a little more heartwarming for me, if you will. And that's, of course, we got to talk about the Zaniolo situation going on with them. Repubblica reporting saying that Zaniolo is playing his hand at forcing a move away from Roma to Juventus. This morning, he decided not to train with the rest of his teammates. He's a doubt to play in Roma's friendly versus Sunderland tomorrow. To me, obviously, all signs point to Zaniolo will be a Juve player. It's just all about a matter of time than anything. I don't view this as a lot of like drama or mystique or whatever to it. I just think it's like Zaniolo's being like, what's better for me and better for the club is that we get this deal done. I get to Juve. I train and become a Juventus player. And at the same time, you don't need me out there because I'm not going to be part of your team going into next season. So what's the point of me running out there with you guys, throwing off chemistry, throwing off things, when I know that I'm going to be a Juve player? And you know that I'm going to be a Juve player because you want to do the deal with Juve. So what's the point? You know, to each his own. I don't know if that actually fits in the situation. Anyway, and then the second part of this, Calcio Mercato reporting saying that contacts continue between Juve and Roma for Zaniolo. The Giallorossi want to at least 40 million euros plus bonuses and players, or alternatively, an onerous 10 million euro loan with a final redemption in 2023 of 30 million plus bonuses. At the moment, however, the solution does not convince the Bianconeri, who are oriented toward a loan exchange with Zaccaria or Artur. This Calcio Mercato reporting that. And I know I said Giallorossi weird. My bad. It happens, right? I'm a hick from Kentucky. Let's just say that. I'm not really a hick, but I'm from Kentucky, so that's how I pronounce things. I'm working on it one day at a time. All right. And also, I don't care about pronouncing Romas, right? Fine. Anyway, to me, this deal makes sense. Using 10 million euro loan plus 30 million bonuses, 40 seems like a great deal. Not a great deal. Seems like a great situation for Juventus. 10 million euro loans, pay 30 later. It's better than paying the extra 10 mil for 50. That makes a lot of sense. You get enough time to pay it off. At the same time, though, I feel like just because Arriva Bene, Cherubini understand there is now the situation going on at Roma where the player wants Juve. They also want him out at Roma where they can maybe play a little bit more hardball. If they can utilize, and Zaccaria would be one that I would hate to see leave this early in the game to bring in him. I'd rather see Artur. If they can work out a situation where Artur goes there, you're killing two birds with one stone. It makes a lot of sense, and you're paying less money. Get it done. If it's possible, I'm here for it. All right. And then the last bit of news today, Tutto Sports reporting that Arnautovic is ready to ask Bologna to be sold, as this could be his last chance to join a big club. So we're talking about, this has fallen on the back burner, to the very, very back of the back burner. When it comes to Dusan Vlahovic and his vice, who could they have to come in and rest him a little bit and utilize that throughout the season? Arnautovic is still there, and he's a consistent name that's been, leaked out there, rumored with Juve for a long time now. We'll see how this one develops. It's something to keep an eye on. If he's pushing for it, maybe they can get that Rugani deal done. But again, regardless of how bad Rugani is, and I'm not a Rugani guy, losing another center back right now in the Mercado is not ideal, to say the least, unless you can get two more guys in, if we're being honest. Keep an eye on that. We'll see how that develops in the coming days. All right. That'll do it for today's edition of the news. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, smash the subscribe button. Also, hit that bell icon to stay notified for all of our latest videos, especially with the giveaways we're going to be doing on the channel. Hopefully, we're going to be doing a lot more Fast and Furious giveaways for you guys to really pay back the people that really help support our channel, and the subscribers, the members, all you guys. We appreciate you all. If you haven't, make sure you follow Beyond Canary Zone at Beyond Canary Zone, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and you can follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter as well. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Beyond Canary.